Victory Wrestling Podcast. I am your King of Extreme, Phil KOE, joined by my indomitable broadcast partner,
Tony G. How we doing?
We are reviewing Hell in a Cell. And apparently the New Day's doing pretty good. They retained their championship in the pre-show. But we both had the New Day. We both knew that was going to happen, so doesn't bring me any closer to the championship, but we shall see. So let's move right along to the opener. Big time match. Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, Hell in a Cell. What are you giving?
Well, can't say it was comfortable to watch.
No.
A lot of nasty spots in there. Some unique spots with the ladders and the tables.
Ugh.
Jeff's stomach took a beating. Randy's back and thigh.
Yeah.
Bloody. Really uncomfortable match to watch. That said, the novelty of the cell was pretty much irrelevant here. You didn't need to have that exact match in the cell.
I was telling him when we were watching it, it's a 3.5 to almost 4-star match without the cell. With the cell, though, it just didn't live up to the hype, unfortunately. I got to give it 2.5.
Yep, I would go 2.5 as well.
So, hey, we found a way to kind of write Jeff out of the storyline for a little while, and he gets to take a little time off, and we now see where Randy goes from here. And the winner of this match, and new SmackDown Women's Champion, Becky Lynch. I'm going to give it to you, Becky. It's been a long time coming. I thought they were going to hold off Revolution. I'm going to just go ahead and say, yes, he won the point. The night's still young, folks. The night is still young, and I still got a very good chance to take that belt home.
Debatable.
So, the one thing I will say is, did it kind of feel like Charlotte was just a half step off?
She was about 3 steps off to 1 step off, give or take the situation. She did not deliver at all tonight. Why could that be?
I don't know what you're trying to infer. Flair has never sandbagged an opponent that they're going to lose the world title to, so that the promoter would then think, well, that was a bad experiment. Let's just put the world title back on a Flair. A Flair has never done such a thing, and that is a terrible inference. There's no room for conspiracy theory here at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast.
I want you to remember that.
Even though you're clearly colluding.
No. So, yeah, that all said, I'm going to be honest, it really disappointed. 2 stars. Could have been a lot better.
Yes, it could have. The grappling was okay, but there was, like I said, Charlotte was just a half step off, and I don't like it, but I'm giving it a 1.5 stars.
Ouch. Fair.
But, hey, Becky, congratulations. What is your take on, wipe that grin off your face. The night is still young, Tony. You don't have this by any means.
Hey, folks, just in case you needed to look back at the title, no, this is still Hell in a Cell 2018. It's not every other pay-per-view we've reviewed.
The night is still young, KOE Nation. I'm going to come through for you.
Yeah.
So,
that said,
Drew and Dolph did, in fact, retain with some shenanigans, I must say.
So?
Fell backwards into the victory.
So what?
The fix is in.
Don't care. Pretty good match. Honestly, that set the bar pretty high.
It was a good match.
Because the bar was set pretty low before that, if we're going to be completely honest.
Yeah.
They really, they delivered.
Yes. This was
I'll give
exquisite.
I'll give that a 3.5. There's a lot of good transitions, a lot of good tag team psychology, good chemistry between all 4 guys.
Yes. It's one of those I'm torn between a 3.5 and a 4-star. It just wasn't quite 4, but it was a very fine match. Seth really delivered most of the emotional spectrum in this match, I hate to say. And it's like I say, don't ever bet against Seth. It's just, he doesn't necessarily need to win the match every time, I guess. But, well, we got more of the show to come, folks. And KOE Nation, hold out. There's still a chance. And the winner of this match, and still WWE Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles. That was a great match and a good finish. I like the controversy wrapped up in He was in the Kikita clutch, and he tapped out while he was getting the pin. It sets up a rematch, but most importantly,
they got the finish right this time.
Yes.
That blew the finish from SummerSlam out of the
yes,
water.
WWE finally got the finish right this time to help Bill KOE get closer to the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Championship. Just like a hard match, I'm coming back from adversity. If this was a tag team match, this would be me getting the hot tag. So, join us for the rest of it, folks, but before that, what do you give this match, T?
I can't quite give it 4, but I'd gladly give it 3 3/4.
I'll give it 3.5. Solid 3.5 match. Great.
Really good match.
I can't complain about anything that I saw tonight. But yeah, the finish was just mwah, mwah, mwah.
Beautiful.
I kiss it 3 times. It's marvelous, and we're gonna see a rematch between these two.
Even better.
And The Miz shall set you free. Ah! The winner of this match, Miz and Mrs. And bringing you and me to a tie. It comes down to the main event from here, folks. But before we get there, what do you give this match?
You're welcome for flip-flopping, just to handicap that for
yeah. Revisionist history, fake news. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. It wasn't bad. It was a fun, mixed tag thing, and unfortunately,
it did work. I actually enjoyed that a lot more than I thought it would.
I enjoyed that more than the WrestleMania Nikki and John versus Maurice Miz.
Yes. It does have to be stated though. Something was off with that finish.
That was a bad finish.
Yeah, but I don't care. I'm still taking it.
As fun as the match
for
was.
For you, KOE Nation.
As fun as the match was, yeah, the finish was really bad. Something was off. I'm sure Maurice flubbed something, so I'll give it star and 3/4. I can't even quite give it 2 because of that finish.
The finish was bad, but the rest of the match was actually really entertaining. I enjoyed every bit of it. Bree was on it with that baseball slide right between Miz's legs. That was actually pretty fun. I'm going to give it a solid 2.
All right.
You can,
that's
internet,
fair.
bring it. Wash me in your judgments.
That's fine.
So, it comes down to the main event, folks, where I will finally capture the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Championship. And the winner of this match, and still Raw Women's Champion, Rowdy Ronda Rousey. Actually, a better match than I thought it was going to be.
Not bad.
Yes.
Unfortunately, not.
The goddess did not regain her title, but Ronda did retain. So I was actually pretty impressed with this match. There's really only one point where you could have almost called it a botch, and that was it. And, I mean, as green as you are, Ronda, this is quite impressive.
Yep.
Great gut-wrench powerbomb. I was a big fan
spot.
of it. It looked like an actual wrestling hold rather than some cooperative spot. It was actually very good.
Yep.
Armbar tap out almost immediately. I was actually pretty entertained. What do you get it?
I'll give it 2.
I was about to say the same thing. 2 solid stars. Great encounter.
Fun match, but the outcome was very obvious.
And now, Ronda, for you, it's on to Evolution.
Yep.
And for us, it is on to the main event to see who will become the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Champion.
5-5.
Yep, we are coming down to the main event. It is a tie thus far. The main event decides it. And I'm doing this for you, KOE Nation.
You have got to be kidding me.
Brock coming out was cool. That was neat.
Oh, that was awesome. Then
that was the coolest part of the match.
Yeah, you know what was really cool after that? When they showed the little copyright logo and then it faded into a Mick Foley special.
Yeah, that was not what we needed.
Did you know this fun fact about the Hell in a Cell match? It's no disqualification.
Funny that, that I was under that impression. But apparently, if Paul Heyman comes out and sprays some tap water in the face of the referee, that's it. So, not only do we not have a conclusion to this match, now there's controversy.
There is.
We were tied up to this point. Now, technically, I did have Roman Reigns to retain. And he did. Retain, he did. Retain, he did. So,
maybe via disqualification.
Let us know
that
in
would
the
be
comments
true.
section.
However, this match was thrown out, so there was no victor or finish.
Funny how that works, folks. So let us know in the comments what you think, because we are coming down to a very close decision here. I believe myself to be the winner and new Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, but our ne'er-do-well champion
on the
is
match,
trying to hold the technicality, folks, so we're going to let you decide.
The match we just watched was a draw, and therefore the champion retained. There you go.
We will let you decide, because I picked Roman to retain. So, you at home, let us know what you think. But beyond that personal controversy between us,
okay,
let's move on to the match. Tony did have the comment of the match when it was a great bump by Seth and Dolph off the side of the cell. Tony's comment?
Boy, I don't know how Braun or Roman's going to recover from that.
Boy, this was a really good 6-man tag Hell in a Cell between
that was a piss poor match.
The Shield, and I don't care what you call it, it's the Zig World Order. I will only refer to it as the Zig World Order.
It was a piss poor Hell in a Cell match.
It was 1 star.
1 star.
1 star. I'm going to be a little more generous and give it 1.5.
No.
I like. Now I will say, whoever it was in the whole company, whatever it was, who decided to make the Hell in a Cell red, that was probably one of the worst decisions in terms of shooting and actually being able to see it. Because who would have thought that you would have a hard time seeing through a sea of red that has a background of a sea of red? That was actually really, and you noticed most of the shots were inside the cell after they figured that out. Yeah. So it was.
All that said, I mean, overall the card, meh. Couple of really good matches.
There were some good matches. I came very close for you, fans. There's some controversy that will have to be addressed in the days to come. But again, we will let your comments decide. Yeah. So,
after a crappy finish to an okay card, I guess we move on to Super Showdown.
Yep, and we will see you there, folks, where, once again, Phil KOE, despite all of his near-perfect predictions, will somehow be screwed out of the championship, I'm sure then. But no, hold out, KOE Nation, for there's still hope. But folks, I actually enjoyed this pay-per-view. Could have been better, but hey, that's wrestling, folks. Join us in just a few short weeks for Super Showdown in Australia. We are signing off. I am your King of Extreme and the rightful Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, Phil KOE. Signing off to my ne'er-do-well, dastardly, underhanded crook of a champion,
the real